A Squiggly Story. Andrew Larson and Mike Lowry. That's pretty squiggly. This is by Kids Can Press, published by. My sister loves to read big words and little words, page after page, word after word. My sister loves to write big words and little words, page after page, word after word. Sometimes kids say this to me, and I always have to remind them that second graders have about 7 years of life experience, and older people have much more experience. So I have a lot more experience writing and practicing writing and reading. You guys are just at the beginning of being readers and writers, and that's why I like to share this story. Sometimes I pretend I can write too. Big letters and little letters, swirl after swirl, squiggle after squiggle. What are you doing? I asked one day while we're sitting at the kitchen table. I am writing a story. I wish I could write a story. You can. It's easy. How? I know my letters, but I don't know many words. Write what you know. Every single story starts with a single word, and every word starts with a single letter. Why don't you start there with a letter? So I get my crayons and pencils, a pad of paper, and I start to write. I start with a single letter. It's an easy letter. You know that one. I. That's a good beginning. Now what? What's going to happen? How should I know? It's your story. You're the boss. I what? I'm stuck. What happens in my story? I draw a circle. It's a soccer ball. Then I write another letter. I, soccer ball, you. It's you, I say to my sister. I'm playing soccer with you. Great. Where are we playing soccer? Maybe we're playing on the beach, I suggest. We've never played soccer on the beach. So I do a bunch of dots for the sand on the beach. Then I make a bunch of V's, big V's and little V's, wave after wave in the ocean. Now what? What do you mean? You have a beginning. Now we're in the middle of the story. Something else has to happen so we can get to the end. I'm stuck again. I start doodling. I doodle another V, but this time I doodle it upside down. Oh no! It's a shark! It's getting closer and closer. I soccer with you on the beach with birds and then a shark. I flip the page to get away from the shark. The next day I bring my story to school. It's my turn for show and tell, and that means I get to sit in Mrs. Singh's chair. Everyone else sits on the carpet ready to listen. Mrs. Singh's chair. Last night I started to write a story. It's sort of a squiggly story, but here goes. Once upon a time there was a brother and sister, and they loved to play soccer. One day they had an idea. They decided to play soccer on the beach, so they went to the beach and played soccer. There they are, playing soccer on the beach with those waves. Then they noticed something coming toward them in the water. It was a shark, a real live shark. It was getting closer and closer, and it was getting bigger and bigger. That's as far as I got. That's wonderful, says Mrs. Singh. What happens next? What about the shark? What about the brother and the sister? I don't know. I'm stuck. Class, does anyone have an idea? Jake waves his hand in the air. I do. Maybe one of them kicks the ball and it hits the shark in the head. Then maybe the shark bites the ball with his teeth as pointy shark teeth. Aaliyah offers another idea. What if the shark's name is Squiggles? What if Squiggles is a vampire shark? What if she invites the brother and sister to ride on her back? And what if they become a vampire family and live forever? Vampires can't swim, everybody knows that. Of course they can swim. Vampires can do anything. But it's my story, and I don't want vampires in my story. Well, if I was writing a story, I'd have lots of vampires. Then you should write one. But I like yours. That night after dinner, I sit down beside my sister. Her face is buried in a book. I've been thinking about my story all day, and I still don't know how to end it. Remember, you're the author, she says without looking up, and you can do whatever you want. So I get my pencil, and I start with a bunch of stars. Then I add a few exclamation marks. My sister told me exclamation marks make things exciting. She's right, it is exciting. And I add a couple slanty lines. What's going on? Asked my sister, looking up from her book. It's nighttime. The stars are out. The shark has gone away, and we decide to take a walk on the beach. That's when we discover this giant rocket ship. That sounds cool. Then what happens? We hear a voice. It's counting down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Not yet, I say, adding one more squiggle. Just before the rocket blasts off, we spy a Martian looking out through a window. The Martian invites us to climb aboard. That's a great ending. Now I have an idea for my next story. It's going to be about a boy who climbs aboard a rocket ship and takes a trip to Mars. And I think I know just how to begin. So I know that everybody can write a story. If this boy can write a story, every single second grader in my class can also write a story. Just write what you know and what you can. Till next time, friends. Thanks for listening.